Yeah, hi. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make this video because I think it's very important, especially in the world of wrestling, or just basically just in general, because wrestling, a lot of basically wrestling, a lot of people they freaking smarky fans in the internet wrestling age. They think freaking, what they think what wrestling is supposed to be. Oh, just apparently if a long like a company like AEW is supposed to be if they give us long matches and shit like that, that's a great show or whatever. Blah blah blah. That's great. Like every match apparently or wrestling apparently is supposed to be just long matches or supposed to be just matches instead of stories and characters. I'm not saying that wrestling is not supposed to be like wrestling. Obviously, wrestling is supposed to involve wrestling. But if literally a show is just wrestling, how the hell you're gonna care? Because people don't get that wrestling is a TV show. It's supposed to be a TV show. It's basically live theater, not fucking a sport. Well, unfortunately, freaking people are complaining. So this video is inspired by a post on Facebook where basically there was this Facebook page about wrestling where they're bashing this guy who made a point about how AEW Full Gear, the fucking entire show was long matches. The show was 4 hours, right? It was basically 4 hours, and the show was long matches. And then how freaking basically saying, oh, how this is why the audience won't increase, which is true, because literally when the show has long like when the matches, they're all basically the same. That's the thing. A lot of matches nowadays are just basically the same type of match, but just with different wrestlers without the different basically purposes. Every match is basically the same. Okay, it just for some reason, Smarks they have conditioned themselves where if it's a long match that it's good. You know what I mean? You can close magnetic because it gives you that brain muscle. It's the thing. Yet in reality, again, like back in the day, wrestling used to be about like a purpose. Like not every match need to be long, 5 stars or whatever fuck, right? But unfortunately, we like if a match is long, that's automatically a good match. And if you criticize it, you're not a real wrestling fan. And you're complaining about too much wrestling on a wrestling show? You guys are fucking okay. Yes, okay, it's professional wrestling, but you're acting like it's a fucking sport when in reality, fucking this show, it's not a fucking sport. It's not a real sport. It's not real. Oh, but that's like complaining that UFC is too much fights. That's because it's real. That's because UFC is real. It's a fucking legit real sport. But when you have a show like fucking goddamn WWE, oh fuck, it's hard freaking with one hand. When you have a show like when you have professional wrestling, right? Professional wrestling, which is a fucking TV show. It is a TV show, people. Professional wrestling is not supposed to be real. It's supposed to be fake. But what makes it entertaining is because, characters and storylines and build up. But a lot of these wrestling fans, they don't even care that a lot of these matches don't have storylines or characters. They rather fucking see, they don't give a fuck. They want to just rather fucking see, like, just matches with, like, fucking men getting sweaty or fuck. They don't even give a fuck that freaking these matches have no stories and shit. They rather just fucking watch wrestling just for wrestling, just men getting sweaty, basically. Like, you're better off getting, like, honestly better off getting off watching fucking porn, if that's the case. Because, for God's sakes, wrestling's not supposed to be fucking about long matches. I was gonna say... Hold on a second, I'm trying to find this notes. What the hell? Oh, boy. I'm trying to find something. Okay, so yeah, the reason for this is basically this guy called Kyle Kayfabe on Twitter, criticizing Full Gear about long matches, especially people who have no stars, and it's long, and how it won't draw an audience, which is true. But Smarks complain. You say, "Oh, imagine say too much wrestling on a wrestling show," which again, it's not real. Professional wrestling's not real. It's not fucking like UFC at all. Okay, and again, if it's a show just about wrestling matches, what's the point to fucking watch when it's the same shit? It's gonna get old. Okay, it's gonna get old. I know a lot of people, they only care about pure wrestling. They like to see men get sweaty or whatever without any fucking star power or whatever. But that's not what wrestling's supposed to be, people. Wrestling's supposed to be about, like, yes, the matches, but it's supposed to be about characters and storylines. Because how the fuck you gonna care about the matches if you have no stories and characters? And then you got fucking Smarks. They're gonna go on and say, Vince Cell. You're a Vince Cell. When, motherfucker, so you're gonna say Cell in the end. You're basically trying to make this an incel term. I'm apparently calling them, because apparently incels, they like to, basically incels, they like to say things in the end of the word cells, like let's say if you're a gym cell, or you're a freaking Asian cell, or you're a bro cell, basically like freaking cell in the end, that you're, because basically incels, right, the incels. Unfortunately, incels, yes, there are people who are, virgins, right? There are people who wish they can be in a relationship, they desire a relationship, or they desire to have sex. And they're not able to have that. But if you really think about again, like, yes, it's a cruel world nowadays, right? But the freaking, why, like, I used to feel sorry for incels, and I understand what they are, but the reality is, after the whole Smarkbusters drama, well, like, a lot of people freaking just, the reality is, a lot of these people who are incels, like, they're, like, they're weird people, okay? They're fucking weird people. And also, they're, like, even, like, sure, okay, you don't want to guess, if you're, you're not getting laid or whatever, okay, that's fine. But don't fucking, I don't know, hate on women and shit like that, or whatever. I'm not saying they all hate women, but that's why they give off that. But also, a lot of these people, they're freaking, like, women's fault, and then they're gonna go on to be, like, they want to fuck femboys. You know what I mean? It's shit like that would turn me against the incel, like, to even try to have like a, let's have a common ground. But, like, if you're gonna fucking call people Vincels, acting like that's a virgin term, when literally Smarks are the incels themselves, they're the ones that are these fucking weird fucking fans. These are these weirdos that actually, they can't get laid. They're the fat neck-bearded mongoloid people. And they're gonna go on to call people Vincels? Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? You're trying to use an incel term, but yet you're the biggest incels of them all. Like, fuck off. Oh, WWE drones. You guys probably rather watch 3-hour Raws with skit and comedy and non-wrestling short matches. Again, I'm not defending Raw. I'm not defending the 3-hour Raws. I'm not defending fucking how bad, because again, Raw sucks. But the act that AEW is better is fucking bullshit. Because again, literally, it's the same shit but more indie. Okay, I'm not defending shit comedy. Wrestling, if you really think about it, again, wrestling has always been about, like, not just wrestling. It's been about characters and storylines, and there would be comedy involved, but it'll be, like, really entertaining comedy, shit to lead to the reason for the match. Because, again, if you just have fucking matches and shit, like, how are you gonna fucking enjoy it? Because it's just, you need some entertaining shit going, you need some funny shit. Like, you can't just have somber, real shit, serious shit going on in wrestling, because it gets old. But again, it's not real. WWE, this goes for WWE as well. This goes for all in wrestling. All Elite Wrestling, WWE, pro wrestling in general. Like, it's not real. Matches being too long is a problem. It takes away the purpose for each match. When every match is too long, it's basically the same. Wrestling, again, like I said, it's supposed to be like a TV show with characters and storylines and build-up. The difference with Full Gear is wrestlers, they had no character, no storyline, no build-up. Basically, the same wrestlers having long matches with no story and purpose. Boring wrestling indie style, okay? And if you look at, if you want to freaking, look at examples like what makes again if that's like saying like when you have like freaking too much of a good thing, it's not a good thing, right? And also freaking imagine if like shows in general. Let's take for example an action TV show. Let's say superhero shows. If a superhero show had too many fight scenes and not enough characters and storylines, people won't care. Cause what? Why should you care about that character when literally it's just fight scenes, right? Without any reason. Like look at shows like Power Rangers Megaforce. Power Rangers Megaforce again. It's a freaking superhero show, right? It's a superhero show, and it's an action superhero show, right? It was criticized for having a lot of action, no substance. And why is that? Because there was lack of storylines, lack of character development, lack of depth involved, really, right? That's basically what Smarks want. They want action. No, they want no segments, no stories, no build up, no character. It just matches. No like that's not good. Like imagine if an action TV show was to have like Spider-Man. Like imagine the Spider-Man cartoon just had fight scenes instead of fucking goddamn just story like obviously you gotta have fight scenes, you gotta have action involved with Spider-Man. But imagine if literally there's no stories, there's no talking, there's no reason for oh my god, what will happen? Why is he fighting this guy? Blah blah blah. How are you gonna care? You know what I mean? And look at shows like Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, arguably one of the best action TV shows out there. Okay? It's a perfect mix of karate matches, fight scenes, where it matters. And it matters because of the characters, the storylines, and the build-up. You actually care. You care about these fight scenes that happen in Cobra Kai because of the characters and the story involved. The actual hatred. You care about why. You care for a reason. There's a reason for these things to happen. Okay? And you care for the karate matches, like the karate freaking, the karate tournaments. You care about those tournaments involving those karate kids, right? You care about Cobra Kai characters versus fucking, like you care. You look at Karate Kid movie. You care about Johnny Lawrence versus Daniel LaRusso for a reason because of freaking their story, the reason why they're fighting, not just it's a tournament, but you care because freaking the background they had, right? That's what freaking wrestling's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like Cobra Kai. It's supposed to be like an action TV show. It is a TV show. It's a live TV show presented a live audience. That's what wrestling's supposed to be, and unfortunately it's lacking too much. But apparently, you got fans that are like okay with that. And again, in the end of the day, people, because people act like freaking you don't need characters or storylines, or thinking that too much wrestling is not a problem. In the end of the day, you need a mix of everything in order to care about the show. And again, wrestling is a TV show. If you have too much wrestling, it is a problem. Because how the fuck you care without the stories and characters? Just saying. So that's it for my video. I hope I made it perfectly clear. And yeah, this is basically just a response to Smarks and whatever. Alright, that's to say, people. Until next time, peace. Yeah, bye. Drink your colas magnificently there. Ow!